All right, everybody. It's another episode of Reserve Man Podcast. I'm Jake Brown. I got with me GP.
Still hype on that LSU spring game.
Shagger of it.
What's good?
What's up, Stan?
Whoa, what's good?
We have a great episode for you today. We're going to delve into Brother Nipsey a little bit and his legacy and his message.
Rest in peace, brother.
We're going to talk about the conspiracies behind what was going on with the government, allegedly. We're going to talk about the idiotic comments of Kodak Black. That is so much more right after this.
You know your credit score bad. I'm not that's solid quality time. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books when it's Wait a minute. So if I want you, I ain't saying you to Waffle House at 4 a.m. Cause you bullshit. Hey, look, I care about you. We going to Waffle House.
All right, everybody, we are back. Man, we got a great episode for you today.
Yep.
What's up, fellas?
What's happening, brother?
Man, it's been a minute.
Man, I done had 2 surgeries, 2 months in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They got your boy in the cast. It's been rough.
That struggle.
It's been rough.
The struggle bus.
Well, I'm glad that you're here with us today, though.
I'm telling you, you know, if we got any listeners that's in high school, you better hold on as long as you can. You at your peak, baby.
Oh,
You
what?
don't have to put, you got great health, you know.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I noticed I be going to the gym. I gotta stretch a little bit longer before I start working out. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Man, so obviously we have to talk about Nipsey.
R.I.P.
You know, it's so shocking and senseless, you know, his death. But I will say this: I'm actually kind of proud of black people for the most part, in seeing some of the things that they've been highlighting about him. You know, how he was very into investing and legacy, things of that nature.
Right.
It's, you know, it's been more than just talking about, you know, his music.
Right.
But, you know, the emphasis seemed like it's been more on his message.
Yeah, it's about him as an individual, not necessarily him as an artist.
As well as his family. So that's good. I'm happy to see that. Fellas, y'all have any thoughts on, you know?
Well, I just think it's, you know, to kind of piggyback off of what you just said, you know, it go to show you what type of person you are at the outcry when something happens to you.
Right.
Like, there was people from all kind of different verticals, just people all kind of different, you know, doing different things, who was celebrating his brother's life. It, you know, it made me look him up. I had to go do some research to see exactly what he did, because I heard of the guy. I knew who he was.
Right.
But I didn't really know he did everything that he did until something happened to him. But, you know, it says a lot about who he was for everybody to be like mourning this man.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we have to address the fact that clearly it's somebody that was at least a part of the gang that he belonged to.
You say gang?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Crip. Yeah.
And this was the guy who killed him was part of that organization as well.
Right.
I'm not certain how well they knew each other.
Well, apparently they knew each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, from what I can understand, they knew each other, but I don't know what the nature of their relationship was.
Right.
How close they were.
Right.
You know, is this just somebody he saw around the events? What's up? An acquaintance, as they say.
Well, basically, the story that's out there that I've heard, and I know Shaq, you can chime in. But apparently, the guy was a snitch, and he came around Nipsey's store, and Nipsey was questioning, like, you know, what you doing over here? You know what I'm saying? Basically calling his card because he was an alleged snitch.
Yeah, he wouldn't serve him at his store, and
Right.
you know, I know people want to believe in the conspiracy theories and all
don't
that.
jump to that too early. We gonna.
But yeah, it was a local thing. It was a respect thing, and it was a member of his own gang, his own set that killed him.
Right. Yeah, and surprisingly though, like you said, more of the outcry, more of the outpouring of love. Everything's been like more of an outpouring of love. It's not really been about him as an artist. It hasn't been about him as a gang member. You know, it was just about him as an individual, what he did in his community, how he loved his people, how he loved his girl, how he loved his family. That's most of the stuff that's highlighted. So I've been glad to see that more highlighted more than anything else. You know, I think it's just a unfortunate situation because I mean I knew who Nipsey was. I listened to some of his music, but I couldn't just sit there. I can't lie and say like, oh, I was just jamming Nipsey all the time because that just wasn't the case. Like Shaq put me on some Nipsey stuff.
Yeah,
like I wasn't
Nipsey head.
Yeah,
just
like,
because of.
Because you kept playing that song, All Get There?
All Get Right.
All Get Right, yeah.
I promise you, and I can
on that trip to Houston, that boy played that song about 20 times.
But look, because that was, like people say Nipsey was a motivation. Nipsey was really a lot of people's motivation, and like his music sparked a lot in you because he wasn't just talking about foolishness.
Right.
He was talking about getting on your stuff as a people, ownership of things,
right.
accountability.
Right.
Man, Nipsey was one of the first rappers I seen talking about it ain't about this gold chains and stuff. And this is back early, before he had fame, before anybody was peeping for Nipsey. Nipsey was talking about, man, we need to get some land, we need ownership, stocks and bonds, and that kind of caught me. But his music was motivational to me in that the day he died is crazy. I was just about to post, you know, because I sent y'all the door being cut in my studio, and I was about to post the song talking about All Get Right. I was about to post it to a video. And you know, with the little iTunes thing and the drip on the back of the Instagram, I was about to post it. Yeah, this is my motivation and blah, blah. And I had it loaded, ready to go. And a couple hours later, Nipsey Hussle been shot.
Right.
So I was like, damn.
Yeah, and you know, with me, it made me, because like I say, I listened to some of Nipsey, but I didn't, and I always knew of some of the stuff he was doing in the community, and a lot of stuff I would hear, you know, whether it was my wife or just seeing stuff on social media with him and Lauren London, because that was a lot of talk. And I think he was just recently on the GQ magazine, so I saw him on that. You know, but with this happening, it made me do more research on him. You know, going and listen to some of his old interviews or whatever. I went and listened to his Breakfast Club interview, and you just see how, you know, insightful he was. Like he was a different type of cat. Like, you know, I can compare him to like a Malcolm X to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not as like buttoned up as Malcolm was at when Malcolm passed, but you know, as far as his message, you know, as far as what his belief system was, I mean, he was just a real stand-up dude, and I mean, it's clear that everybody had respect for dude. Like everybody had respect for dude. I haven't heard anybody, you know, really just talk down on him, man. So it's just crazy. And then watching the video, it just, you know, it made it worse because, I mean, I do think it was messed up that they even posted the video online, but after watching it, it was just like, damn, like that definitely wasn't no conspiracy. That was some real hatred, some real jealousy.
Yeah, we gonna get into that conspiracy piece a little later, but you know, as it pertains to the video, I mean, I know, Stan, you said that you felt like it was messed up for it to be posted online. I mean, what did you think about it, Shad?
Well, that's a catch-22.
Or
because if it's not posted, people gonna keep fueling to the fire of the conspiracy, and people hiding information from you. It's a technology age, so you're pretty sure that a video exists, whether it's from a nearby parking lot or if it's from the business itself. And if you don't release the video, it's a conspiracy because you're trying to hide the video. You're trying to hide what happened. If you do release it, it's disrespectful.
Well,
so I feel like do you feel like just as a community, or I mean, not even just the black community, just people in general,
I think I know where you're going.
Are we just desensitized? Because it seems like there's been a real lack of outrage.
That's what I was gonna bring up. That's the main reason I didn't like the video being put out there, because I feel like this country is just so desensitized to like extreme violence.
Mm-hmm.
Like it don't even like move you that much. You know what I'm saying? Because we so used to seeing stuff like people getting killed, crazy stuff happening. Like you can go on World Star, see all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know that site you can go to where you see people, you can watch people die. Like it's crazy,
YouTube.
man. Yeah. So it's just like, man, and then watching his stuff, man. I think it hit home for some more people because he was such a good dude.
Yeah.
And he wasn't out to like beef with nobody or get nobody. So for something like that to happen to him, somebody who truly cared about his community, that exposed himself to his community all the time, you know, for that to happen to him, to me, it kind of hit closer to home because it's like, damn.
So that's interesting because, you know, typically there's a very negative perception of just gangs in general.
Right.
And, you know, there's been particularly a lot of violence in California with the Crips over the years.
But he was one that had respect of both Bloods and Crips, and he was calling for a peace. And it's unfortunate that they signed the little peace treaty thing after he died, but people don't even know that Nipsey got killed going to help one of his homeboys that just got out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He went to go help him get some clothes so he can go home to his family with some respect.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to point out that, you know, even though typically, like, people would have a bad perception of someone with his background, like, the level of his thinking...
He had did enough work to combat his past. He did enough work in the community. He was teaching nonviolence. He was teaching that gangs wasn't the way. He was teaching everything that his past didn't.
Well, yeah.
So he had to respect.
He had to point out how extraordinary it was, like his level of thinking as far as ownership, and investing, and, you know, taking care of each other, as opposed to what a lot of people might expect.
Yeah, just because you're in a gang don't mean some of the biggest gang members that preach ownership and all that are in gangs like Ku Klux Klan.
Well, I mean, it's not, well, yeah, but even if you take the gangs out of it, like, you know, a lot of people don't have that
mentality without the gang.
Like, if I just think, you know, about people that I know, like, there aren't a lot of them. Like, my close friends all think like that, but that's by design.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, just people you grew up with, you went to high school with, even college with, like, a lot of them aren't thinking like that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of people in college that's not thinking like that.
So I'm actually hoping that people take, like, come away with this by researching the things he was talking about and paying attention to his message. Like, if you want to honor him, you know, then listen to what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, while I hope that's the case, I don't believe it's gonna be the case.
Most likely not.
It'll have some impact though, because I feel like for somebody like me, I knew who he was, but at the same time, I never really paid too much attention to him.
Nah, but what I mean is, like, live the principles that he lived by. I don't think a bunch of people are about to just change up and just start going hard for black ownership or going hard to, you know, economics and making sure they people, like, I think people would be on stuff for a quick second, then they're gonna be off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the hot thing to talk about.
I'm gonna say I don't think they're on it right now. I mean, they're talking about the fact that he was talking about it, but I think they're downloading his music and not actually going and looking at any books,
right,
or doing any further research,
right,
about his message.
Right.
They're listening, but they ain't listening.
Right.
So with that, we're gonna take a quick break. I mean, we're gonna talk some more about Nipsey, and we're gonna do it right after this.
You know your credit score, man. I'm not trying to be on the Starbucks. That's solid quality stuff. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books? Wait a minute. Like, if I want you, I ain't taking you to Waffle House at 4 a.m. Bullshit. I care about you. We going to Waffle House.
All right, everybody, we're back. And we just taking a little time out today. Talk about Brother Nipsey.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Brother Nipsey.
What?
I was thinking about the Golden Child. He was Nipsey, the Golden Child. And I'm not trying to make fun of this. You know, it's a very serious topic. I don't want to be too lighthearted about it.
Right.
But let's go back to the fact that we have a good dude who's famous and young in the black community, and he actually gets taken out by someone within his own community. That's tragic. Obviously we've been hearing about the government conspiracies and all that.
Laughable.
But instead of delving into that, I just kind of want to talk about how the fact that you can have people that come from where you come from, that's within your own community, and they're harboring some kind of grudge, or they don't want to see you succeed or do as well. Like, just that psychology behind that.
I mean, that's sad, you know. It's kind of like the same way of thinking, except more extreme, the way why we don't support each other's businesses. You know, I feel like once you see somebody come up and do really, really well, a lot of other people take issue with that, and that's a piss poor reality. You know, that
I don't know if it was envy as much as it may have been rejection in his mind.
What you mean?
He obviously wanted to be around Nipsey, and it was he wanted to identify with him. They the same set. They come from the same hood, and it wasn't until Nipsey didn't want to deal with him because he was labeled as a rat that he felt the need to go kill him. Because if it was on some straight jealousy stuff, he probably would have killed him to begin with.
I mean, this could have been a temporary burst of anger.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch the video, you could tell that it was like some extreme rage because he shot him, walked away, shot him, walked away, shot him, and then kicked him.
But that's the thing I was gonna say. Like, he seemed really upset.
Yeah.
Like that's some serious rage.
Right.
Like, to me, to develop that kind of rage, like you already have to be harboring some kind of resentment.
Right.
Maybe the whole hood felt that way, so maybe he took it all out of Nipsey.
That's true.
He tired of everybody labeling him that, and it's going around, and it's just built up. And
you kind of sound like Charlemagne on the Brilliant Idiots podcast. He was talking about it, just how black people, especially black men, we need to deal with like all our emotional issues. We don't necessarily go to counseling, and we have like a lot of trauma in our lives, and they say the comparison that he made was basically like, as some black men, they only have like their pride in being a man. They don't really have nothing else.
Yeah.
So if you take away or you reject that one thing that they do have, like they lose it. You know what I'm saying? They will flip out because a lot of people have so little, and they hold on or they prop up one thing that they feel like they have ownership of. And if you take that one thing away,
and I can see that because, man, like, all right, one of his homeboys saying you a rat. He may not have killed him. One of his close immediate homeboys that you with every day, but somebody like Nipsey saying it, like you do.
Yeah, like,
you everything to the hood. You got stores in the community. You the face of the community, and somebody like you saying it. You somebody like you saying it. That means the entire hood feel that way.
Right.
If Nipsey said it, then everybody not rocking with you. So that might have been what pushed them over the edge, because you everything to everybody around there.
Right.
And you don't mess. And you think I'm a rat? That's the whole hood don't mess with me.
Taking that into account, do we give too much weight, just people in general, to celebrities, to famous people?
Well, I won't even
too much influence.
I won't even say that. Like I mean, I think they do, but at the same time, like I think these types of situations happen all the time, where dude feel played, or just smallest thing can just go wrong and dude just will flip out on you or something. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying, even though this dude, like Shad said, may have been walking around with this, you know, had it been someone else that's not Nipsey.
What I'm saying is, it don't. To me, I don't agree with what he said for the most part. Like, I think that it could have been a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, when dudes feel played, stuff escalates.
It might have been. It might have been a normal fight had somebody else said it, but because it's Nipsey, I do feel like that escalates it because you carry so much weight in that gang community. You carry so much weight in Los Angeles, and you want his acceptance, and so it might have just made him snap.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying is those type of situations happen all the time in the hood. Mm-hmm. You hear plenty of stories where it's something similar. Dude feel played. Something was said that just went wrong, and somebody dead. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that it being Nipsey does escalate it to a certain degree. I think that overall, when you just don't look at this situation, just look at a bunch of situations. This type of stuff happens all the time, though. Like, I feel like we don't really have a good way of, avoiding certain type of deadly conflicts.
Well, yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, we can only infer so much because we weren't actually there.
Right.
You know, we didn't get to see how it all went down.
Right. You know, I just feel like it just makes me look at the bigger picture, and I just think that we as black men, black people, I think sometimes we have to find better ways to. I think it made me think about mental health a lot. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause that's what Charlamagne was talking about a good bit, and I think that we have a long way to go as far as working on our mental health because, you know, this stuff don't really happen. I mean, I'm not gonna say it don't happen with other groups, but
somebody, I think it was Charlamagne too, was talking about how a lot of these guys are getting killed going back in their own communities.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and
because that's what the hate's gonna be the strongest.
Should Nipsey have had some sort of security?
I mean, looking back on it, yeah.
I mean, just objectively speaking, him, you know.
It's easy to say but
going
in actuality,
back into his own community, like I feel like he probably felt pretty safe.
Right. In actuality, you would say, oh, he should have had security, but if I sit there and think about it, it's like, I'm not going to.
You know, Nipsey popular, but that's his own community. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm like Stan. I didn't really listen to Nipsey that much prior to this. You know, I wasn't really up on him like that. But I have been listening to some of his music since this happened, you know, and he put out some pretty good music. But I was just thinking, you know, from trying to do it from an objective standpoint, like if I had his level of fame and I went to Monroe, I wouldn't be thinking I need security.
Well, and you think about this, you know, the dude that killed him was in the same crew. So like, who are you getting security from?
Well,
you know what I mean?
But these days, that don't really mean nothing. You know, dudes being part of your same crew, that lifestyle is real cutthroat. So you just never know. But,
well, at what point, from a fame standpoint, coupled with his finances, like at what point, or is there a point where people should frequent these communities, their communities, less often?
I would say, you know, when it becomes much bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got kids.
Because this is someone that actually was investing back in his community. Right. He wasn't just going home to stunt.
Right. I think, man, when you have other things or other people that truly rely on you, got a family, you got a wife, you know, you got kids, you got your mom, when you got that type of stuff, to me, you got to consider all those type of things. I mean, I'm a risk-averse type person just by my profession, but, you know, I wouldn't want to have security. I wouldn't want to have that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's much bigger than me, and there would be multiple people that would need me.
Remind everybody what your profession is again.
Oh, I'm in finance, so yeah, I'm a financial person. But anyway, I would just, you know, I would think like that. You know, if it was just like me being a single person, like, yeah, I'm not gonna worry. I'll be trying to go to my neighborhood with y'all. We just kicking it, and it'd be good. But when I got kids to think about, a family to think about, you know, my mom or siblings or something, yeah, I mean, I gotta think about that type of stuff and not put myself in unnecessary danger.
I mean, I feel that, but I kind of, you know, it's obvious. It's easier to say that Nipsey needed security in hindsight if he's not with us anymore.
Because theoretically, he could have still given back. He could have still had a store or businesses, but you know, had somebody else physically going and checking.
But it don't hit the same.
It don't
hit the same.
But like you said, you got to do that risk analysis.
Right.
But I don't feel like, no matter how big or famous I got, I don't feel like I would ever need security to go walk in Walmart in Donaldsonville. Like I just don't. I just wouldn't.
You saying that?
I wouldn't feel like that, though. Because
I'm saying that, dog.
You know, I'm just saying, like,
security.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like you saying that, bro. But
I mean,
if you were 500 mil, you not just gonna go walk in Walmart, dog. That's not happening.
People that had that
because
kind
one,
of money,
you ain't pulling up in no Camry. You know what I'm saying? You pulling up in a.
but it's me though.
Let me put it like this.
Can see me worth 500 million. I pull up in the GMC. You can see that.
No.
Let me put
Stop.
it like this.
I would do that.
I spent some time with a guy that was a, you know, multimillionaire. I'd say he's probably somewhere around that Deca millionaire status.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, he's probably in his 60s right now. This would have been about 12 years ago, maybe 15. And it was so funny to me because he asked me, what is it like in Walmart? Like, what do they sell there? Because he'd never been to Walmart.
Right.
Like, you don't just...
You're not going to go walk in a Walmart.
So you just got people going to Walmart for you? But I guess my point was, it's not like I feel like I'd be missing out by going to Walmart, by not going to Walmart. I feel like back home, where I come from, well, I don't feel like I would need security.
I'll put it like this. It depends. If you are a famous rich person, then I don't see you doing it. If you are a rich person that nobody knows, then okay, maybe you can still do more, you know, normal things. Mm-hmm. But if you famous, nah, dog. Because for one,
he had security. He just left them
for a quick second. I think it was like one dude he had with him, but it was just quick. But yeah, I mean, personally, I just would, if I was famous, I don't want people around me like that, like rushing up on me, that type of stuff. Like I'm not with that.
You act like that now.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I'm sure. So I'm more than sure.
When he get the meals.
Now, you know, if it's like kids, I'm helping kids. That's one thing. But like adults running up, like grown man run up on me, like nah, player, like nah.
I mean, I feel that.
Because, you know, people criticize you for not giving back, but people even criticize you for writing the check and not showing up.
Yeah, you got to give back in a certain way.
Well, you can't win with people, but I don't know. It'd be weird if I was going to, like, the church I grew up in and I had, like, security around me.
But it's like Jay-Z. He used to do stuff at Marcy Projects, but then he stopped doing it. You know? True. Now, he still gives back in other ways. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to catch him on the set at Marcy Project. Like,
no, that's true.
You just not going to do that at this point because he got too much. He got a wife. He got a kid. Like, he got business investment. Like, he ain't about to put all that stuff at risk.
Nah, I mean, it's a valid point. I mean, that's real. I feel like that would almost be unfortunate to where you, like, too big to enjoy your own home.
So what do y'all think about these conspiracy theorists out here?
I'm going to let Shad go
They're
first.
saying that, you know, this is all about the Dr. Sebi documentary, Sebi,
I think.
That the government set this up.
All right. First, I heard that it's the government. I also heard that it's LAPD. If it was a LAPD or government conspiracy, guess who not about to be the one who catch them alive?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The government or LAPD. It's far better for he died while we was trying to apprehend him.
Right.
So he could never open his mouth or stand trial. They're going to kill you right then and there.
Yeah.
Second of all, Nipsey's own closest homeboys came out and said what had happened.
Yeah.
They had been beefing earlier in the day. Remember I sent y'all the screenshot before the news even sent it out of the Crip in LA that said this the guy that killed Nipsey.
Yeah.
Right.
Every time y'all see him, y'all put hands on him. That was out before the news even had it. I sent y'all that screenshot before. So the Crips had put out word of what had happened with Nipsey before the news had even done it. So you ain't about to have all these gang members covering up for no government conspiracy if one of their own killed somebody. We want to believe in these conspiracy theories so much that we don't want to believe that something as simple as that could have happened. It's somebody in his own hood that hated.
Right.
Everything is not a conspiracy theory.
And do you think this is partially just people wanting to take away or be in denial about just simple black on black crime?
Yeah, I think
it's not even black on black. It's just crime, period.
Nah, I think black people have it. I do think black people have an issue of just facing that stuff head on. Like we come up with a lot of excuses as to why, or we deflect from that actual conversation. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just facing it head on, taking accountability for it. But like the conspiracy stuff it's just utterly ridiculous. Like, come on, bro. Like Nipsey was big, but I'm sorry, dude was not that important. This dude was not Martin Luther King. He was not he wasn't Malcolm. Like he had impact, but he didn't have impact like Martin Luther King or Malcolm. Yeah, because think about it, like we knew who Nipsey was, but we wasn't like listening to his music, and we weren't on his interviews.
He might get a Los Angeles holiday now.
Nah, we talking about Nashville,
Not
dog. You know what I'm saying?
Malcolm don't even have one.
Yeah,
shit.
Like,
it's gonna be a Nipsey day in L.A.
Nah, I doubt it. I doubt it.
They renamed the highway. They renamed the intersection.
That's the intersection.
I was gonna say he might get a local.
Yeah.
He gonna have a L.A. holiday. Watch.
Nah.
He might have a candlelight vigil, but
he might have he gonna get his respect.
Yeah.
But like for people to be throwing out conspiracies, like dog, this dude was not some ultra. And don't get me wrong, he was doing major good. Like I don't want to sound like I'm knocking him, but like dog,
but not enough for the government to kill you.
Yeah, like if people say the government killed Malcolm and the government killed MLK, and like okay. But
like you said, his message,
was on par.
It's only now really getting out because he died. Like he wasn't having such a huge influence for people who want to take him out.
Right. But
in this way.
I agree with you in the sense that black people, when something happens, we're so quick to
point the finger everywhere else.
Point the finger everywhere else, man. Like for example, I know R. Kelly, we shouldn't even mention somebody like R. Kelly on the Nipsey Hussle episode, but when R. Kelly ran into his trouble, I saw posts like, "Oh, y'all better blame Hugh Hefner. You better take down Elvis. You better take down the Catholic Church." Everything that happened is not a black-white issue.
And the thing is, it's fine if you say that, but also acknowledge that R. Kelly did be in jail too.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Throw R. Kelly in jail, but hey, go get these other people too and throw them in jail as well.
That's all I'm saying.
But don't make it seem like they ain't get charged, so we ain't gonna charge. Right. Yeah, man. So
I agree with that. And again,
I'm gonna come back to that.
I think Nipsey Hussle did his thing, but that dude wasn't that important to where the government was gonna come kill him.
Especially not behind Dr. Sebi. Like that dude's information is widely available on the internet. Widely available. Now it's getting more fame and people looking at this stuff now. I guess that's a good thing. But I saw a meme on Instagram, I think, where Dr. Sebi basically talking about the alkaline diet and eating healthy and all this stuff. And the post was like, your doctor told you to eat your vegetables and drink water. Your mama told you to drink, and but it was like you didn't care. But then Dr. Sebi said, and it's like, oh wow, dang, I ain't never heard this before. It's like, come on, dog. Like,
I don't agree with y'all saying that he wasn't that important because he was to a lot of people. Just because y'all didn't know.
No. He's
You
important.
misinterpreting
but
what we said.
I'm saying in y'all's eyes.
No. You misinterpreting what we saying. We saying this dude was not on the level of Malcolm or Martin Luther
Talking
King.
scale.
Yeah.
Like that's nothing about our opinion.
I'm not, but
that's
yeah,
scale.
I don't know what scale it takes for you to get assassinated by the government. Is what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know how big you have to be for the government to have interest in you. But all I'm saying is it wasn't government. It wasn't a conspiracy. Not going to say to how big you have to be for the government to knock you out.
But again, based on his message and what he was talking about, people were making it. They were making those parallels. They were making it seem like because of his message and what he was talking about, that's why he got assassinated. And what we're trying to say is like, all right, his message is somewhat similar to some of the same principles that a person like Malcolm was talking about. But Malcolm was unifying way more people than Nipsey was. That's just a fact. And you can say they killed Malcolm. And the people might not really argue about you on that. He might have had help at the NOI or whatever, but you can go with that. But with Nipsey, yes, Nipsey had some of them same principles, but to try to make that same parallel, it's like, nah, dog.
Again, not arguing with you on that but who's to say? I'm not saying it was a conspiracy, but if it was, who's to say that they learned from, oh, we gonna get them before they get that big. They already unifying people. I'm completely not saying that it's a conspiracy because I 100% believe that it wasn't. 1,000% believe that it wasn't. But we don't know to what level.
So what you're
somebody
saying is, Nipsey would have blown up to where.
But I don't think he would have though. I think he'd have been. I think why people loved him in the game, they rap game, but a lot of people didn't know what his message was about until he died.
Well, if for nothing else, then people are different now.
Yeah.
You know, the nature of how things were in the environment of things in the 1960s
entirely different.
Was totally different than now. You know, like people were, you know, more involved politically, were more inclined to receive that a message in the 50s and 60s, you know, than now.
Yeah, and I kind of also think that now you would almost have to like expose somebody, you know, big, somebody, you know, like for example, you have to have some dirt on Donald Trump or somebody else, and was about to
plenty of that.
But you know what I'm saying?
Dirt don't matter.
Like it'd have to be something to where you exposing some confidential information on somebody for you to get killed.
Wait, what?
Donald Trump been exposed.
Nah. I mean, I don't think that. I think it's your cause and what you for and the people that you can unify. To me, that's what might get you killed. Finding some dirt out on something like
on the right person on some illegal stuff.
It's not about illegal.
Tons of dudes be getting caught up in illegal stuff.
It's about power and like in unification, like you said.
And you could, because clearly people be beating the court system all the time.
Go on Netflix and watch that Huey P. Long documentary.
Took the kingfish out.
Yeah, you know, he had to go.
When people start unifying poor people, historically that's when people be getting knocked off. You know, from Huey P. Long to whoever you might want to talk about, like that's when they get knocked off. Rich people would be beating the court system for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So actually, before we take a break, let's just deal with this.
All right.
What do y'all think about Kodak Black, man? These comments he made about hollering at Lauren
with that half-ass apology.
Yeah, man.
Waiting a year first and then hollering at her.
That's totally inappropriate.
Look, I'm not gonna even say mute the man, cause like I say, like if you mute him, you need to mute a bunch of other people as well. But the industry definitely could blackball him. I would not care. Like I don't like Kodak Black. I never liked Kodak Black. Dude been making ignorant comments about women in general for a long time.
On top of you about to be on trial for rape.
Right.
You gonna say these comments on the back end of that.
And it's just like...
Also his disrespect for the previous generations of rap.
Yeah.
You know, that's I haven't liked him along with a few others.
Like Nipsey funeral ain't till Thursday. You already plotting on the man's wife.
And the thing is, like, to me, this is one he probably shouldn't have played around with. Because I don't think certain people gonna let this one
He probably can never do a show in California again.
Yeah. Like real talk.
He probably can never do a show in Cali.
Y'all already not getting on the radio.
Yeah, you know, so
that's just ignorant, man. Like, why even say that? You know, what was your point behind saying that?
I don't think he don't have a handler, because even some of his boys in the video said too soon.
Yeah,
it was like, it's too soon, dude. Like, he don't have a handler.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, I mean, I don't really have no comment, but I just hope he suffer from it in some form or fashion.
Financially.
Yeah, financially.
Suffer financially.
You know, I mean, financially.
Not wishing them any physical harm.
Nah, never wishing.
We don't hope that.
I just want to clear it up.
Yeah, clear. I'm not wishing any physical harm on the man by any means.
Put some pause on him.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But I'm not wishing that on him.
It very well may happen.
You know.
But we here at the Reserve Man, we don't advocate for violence.
Thank you, brother.
Now we got that out the way. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with more right after this.
You know your credit score bad. I'm not gonna proud you on Starbucks. That's solid quality stuff. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books? Like, if I want you, I ain't taking you to Waffle House at 2 a.m. You bullshit. If I care about you, we going to Waffle House.
All right, everybody, we're back. Now, I really don't want to take away from the seriousness of our conversation that we've had. However, the other issue that we have to touch on, just because we haven't, and you guys have been asking for it.
Mm-hmm. So here you go.
It's Cardi. We got to talk about Cardi B.
Right.
So
mute Cardi B.
Let me understand this. Are we saying that drug and rape is bad and drug and rob is okay?
No, I do think that people. Yeah, I had to think about it a little bit because I mean, it's not okay. But I know people are. I don't like that people are making excuses for. So I mean, wrong is wrong.
Yes.
People need to treat it that way. But what I don't like is when people try to make the same comparison as, like, with Bill Cosby and bringing up sexual assault and all that type, and try to, and look, I'm not the biggest fan of the Me Too movement. Like, I'll be honest with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't take away from them based on this whole Cardi B stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, based on what she said, she would entice dudes with sex, the idea of sex. They go back to the hotel room. She drugs them. She robs them. Bounces. There's no indication that she actually had sex with them or anything like that, or whatever, or she raped them or something like that. It's like, nah. I mean, she's a criminal. She's a criminal. She's not a rapist or she's not sexually assaulting people. She's just a criminal, you know? And I think that you got to distinguish between the two, but at the end of the day, you need to treat them equally. Like, I think that, I ain't saying people need to mute her or discard her. They have to stop listening to her music, but you got to call a spade a spade.
Well, I think that under the confines of what you said, in the sense that wrong is wrong. So, yes, if Bill Cosby and probably R. Kelly and whoever else got to go to jail,
right,
Cardi B should go to jail too. If we muting R. Kelly, we got to mute Cardi B too.
Right.
You know, I think that a wrong is a wrong.
And people making excuses for it, like, oh, well, she was just trying to survive and this, that, and the other. Look, man, I don't care what she was trying to do.
Don't care.
You
know, if you rob these guys, then you should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. I was just being silly when I was saying mute Cardi B.
No, you wasn't.
Nah, because I don't believe in muting anybody. I've said time and time again, I separate people's work from who they are as people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do find it shocking that people aren't saying mute Cardi B, but they're wanting to mute everybody else. They wanting to take the Cosby Show off the air.
Well, is there people?
Well, let me ask you this:
people love Cardi B.
Is it a?
But that's an issue.
Do you think it's about robbery and rape, or do you think it's more of a gender thing? Like, is there less outraged because she's a woman.
Oh, no doubt. If it was the other way around and there was a allegation that a dude was enticing women,
Robbing cougars.
yeah, he had the cougar coming back thinking she was about to get the pipe, and then he just drug her, take her money, and bounce. Then yeah, but it'll be totally different. They'll be acting like he raped her and all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I do think gender definitely plays a part, as it kind of always does, even though like people like to ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that people just love Cardi so much that they just kind of give her a pass, and
Kind of like Michael Jackson.
yeah.
Just like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. So
Mike get that pass all the time.
right. So I mean,
Even with you.
Who giving Mike a pass?
You.
Man, Mike did that.
Yeah.
They don't tell the same lie about you for years, man. Mike guilty as sin, man.
Well, I can't say that.
I'ma still like Thriller though, but
It is
Mike did it.
conceivable that they would tell the same lie about you for years.
yeah, that could happen. But I just think
3
he did.
decades though.
I think he did
I do
something.
think he did it.
Yeah.
He definitely did it.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
OJ did it too.
But yeah, they need to call a spade. To say Cardi B is a clear criminal.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. But don't make excuses for her. Don't do that.
And of course, I don't advocate for muting anybody's music, but I've always said that if you are gonna mute one person,
Mute
then
them all.
you have to mute them all. I just saw for all our Baton Rouge listeners that Boosie called a drug charge in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
along with NBA YoungBoy.
Was it Atlanta or a different part of Georgia?
Well, I mean, with Georgia. I don't know that it was Atlanta, but you know how it be. Just like people think New Orleans is the only city in Louisiana.
Right. Hey, I used to think like that for a long time.
Of course you did. But if you're going to get one, then we got to get them all. So
Why is he still catching charges, though?
Wait, who?
Boosie. Like,
But he hadn't caught one in a while, though, huh?
But you
this
should
one?
never catch a charge again after
why-
you beat your
but
murder
why
charge.
are you catching them at all?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Well, some people probably feel like they're invincible. Especially if you didn't beat the system.
Yeah, he beat cancer too, didn't
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
he?
Can't kill Boosie.
I can't say that.
Right.
But no, that's a problem. First of all, you move from Baton Rouge because you feel like, it was too dangerous here. But you move from here to still
To
carry
the
a
same
gun.
stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but I think,
Drug and gun charges.
right.
You just gotta have a flunky at that level of your career. You gotta have a flunky to ride with you to just this my stuff at all times.
I just don't understand.
Or a
man.
bodyguard. You hire one of your boys as a bodyguard.
I feel like if I was rich, I would just be a model
It's in
citizen.
the contract, baby.
I would never do anything to jeopardize
So it's in the contract.
But
everything.
But the
Drugs
thing
are
is-
always yours.
Yeah, but you think in your shoes, man. You gotta think Boosie. He a hood dude, and he not like to me. He not like T.I. Well, T.I. was originally a hood dude, but T.I. gradually moved him. Like he's still kind of hood,
He
but
in Atlanta with a T.I. He ought to be under T.I. wing saying, "Learn from me."
but he don't.
T.I. learned from going to jail.
He did. But I don't see Boosie being that type to to go that route. Like Boosie's and he's staying in that hood lane, and that's the lane he want to stay in. And I mean, he lived by that. It seemed like. So I mean, that's just how I guess that's
Keeping it
what come
real
with
goes
it.
wrong.
Yeah, no doubt.
Y'all, GP is at the end of season 6 on Game of
Wait, you
Thrones.
got to the end?
I'm a couple episodes from the end. I think.
Wait. You got to.
I got
to episode 9.
Now I'm on episode 7.
Oh, you boy.
That's not the end.
I told you I was
you
on
missing-
season
Boy,
6,
yeah,
episode 7.
it's got some.
Yeah, it's
The
gonna
last
mess-
2 episodes
gonna
about to
mess
go
your,
in.
Yeah, it's gonna mess your head up.
Man, the thing with Hodar already messed me up for the last couple episodes.
Hold the door.
Yeah.
So soft.
I gotta be soft, man. Hodar was loyal, man. He messed over that man.
They ain't mess over. That was his purpose in life. That was his purpose.
Didn't we tell you going into this? Don't like nobody. If you like them, they get it.
Hey man, my dude's still alive. My boy's still living.
Who?
Tyrion. Tyrion's still living.
Wait for it.
Nah,
Yeah, man.
I don't think Tyrion gonna die.
Wait for it.
Nah,
I think Daenerys gonna die in season 8.
I thought I was cool with Tyrion. I started to like him less after season 7.
At the end.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more after.
Yeah, when you get to that.
Catch up.
I'll be done with that by Friday. So next podcast we can talk about that.
I told you, like, you know, I'm cool with Jon Snow, but my favorite is Arya.
Oh yeah, she
like no question. She's my favorite.
It kind of made me mad when they brought Jon Snow from the dead though. Like come
Why?
on, man. Cause I don't believe that. Like
They got dragons on the show.
I don't like that neither.
He's not the first. And
I don't like that either.
he's not
And the White Walker.
He's not the first
That's
person
crazy.
that came back from the dead.
yeah, he's a
The
second.
boy that worships the Lord of the Lake done came back 6 times.
Yeah.
Look, oh,
It-
that's right. I forgot about him.
It's so many real dudes you can kill without losing your fan base. They couldn't kill Ned
They didn't.
and kill and Rob and John and then keep them all
I
dead.
ain't gonna lie.
Like nah.
I almost stopped watching that after they killed Ned. I was like, man, I don't want to see this no more.
I don't understand why you so upset that they brought John back. You know it was a possibility.
Nah, I didn't see that coming when it happened.
I-
I was like, damn,
Well,
they got my dog.
Well, I was like that too, but they ain't burned his body quick enough. So I was like, something about to happen with this.
But it was the same night.
But
they-
it spanned
it was
like
the
3
next
episodes.
morning.
No,
Like 2 episodes.
It was the next morning. No, because he got killed at the end of the season.
Yeah, and they brought him back, what, episode 2?
Episode 1 of the next season.
I don't know.
It was like the next morning.
They had a lot of scenes with his body just being.
I say it was about a 24, 48 hour period.
Yes,
it was
really short though.
But yeah,
But
it
you
wasn't.
know, they be burning the body right quick after as soon as somebody died.
They wasn't about to get. That's
That's-
burning
that's-
the body is a
that's-
thing.
that's
Burning the
beyond-
body is a thing of respect. The men that killed him didn't respect him.
I had a feeling that he might
But
come back somehow.
He had the squad
Because
that respected him.
I just felt like they
But
killed
if
too
they
many.
was under siege still. That's
yeah.
why they put him up there and locked him up in the room. When Davis found him, he had to go lock him up in the room.
Right.
And they had boys there protecting him. The rest of the gang, man, maybe they was trying to burn him. Maybe they was trying to get to him. But they literally had to sit there with ghosts to protect
They
him.
were defending his body.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right.
I don't know.
They probably was going to decapitate that boy and send him around the realm.
Mm-hmm. Jon Snow, my dog though.
Yeah, I mean, I like John.
That's
John
okay,
cool.
man. I'm proud of you, man. Like you've been watching it fast too. That-
Yeah.
I think because he wasn't going to get that party.
Yeah.
Right?
He didn't want to be left out.
He didn't want to be left out in the party.
Well, the thing about it is, I like the show. I like it enough to where I don't want nobody to ruin it for me. Like I don't want to go to nothing and people be talking and saying all kind of stuff
Bruh.
and just mess it up. So
Bruh.
I want to be fully caught up.
Bro, why you keep qualifying it? Like, if you like it to the point where you don't want people to ruin it for you, then
like
you
the
really
show.
like the show.
He trying
Right.
to.
The show is cool. I like
You
the
trying
show.
to dim the light of the show.
I
You
like
don't
the
want
show.
people to know that you really, really like it.
I like the show. It's a good show.
Hey, wait till you get to these next few episodes though.
Red Wedding messed it up for me. Not messed it up, but that messed my head up too.
Everybody had to take a minute after watching that episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I stayed at the
Like-
TV for a while.
like you have to just step away for a minute.
Nah, cause what's funny is y'all talked about this Red Wedding before I got there,
Yeah.
and then I saw Joffrey choke at the wedding, and I was like,
You
"Hey,
thought
this
that
is
was
what they were talking about?"
Nah.
Man, it's
no.
weak. And I just kind of kept watching it.
Son, the actual name of the episode is The Red Wedding.
I never look at the episode name.
Yeah,
I just
I
clicked the
don't
next one.
either.
I just clicked the next one. So I'm just watching it. I said, man, look at Rob got out of this one. Man, Rob done made friends. The little ugly dude, funny looking daughter. The daughter actually didn't look that bad. She married his partner.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool.
She was
But-
actually cute.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the
Like,
thing is, if you like going back and watching it over,
Yeah.
there was so
Yeah.
many clues that was like something's going about to happen. Like even on the episode, like
Your
the music
boy-
changed.
Your boy had on armor at the wedding table.
The
Yeah,
music
man.
changed. I'm like, damn. I was like, I ain't see this one coming.
Then his girl was like, yeah, we're going to name the baby Ned after your dad and everything like that. I was feeling real good about it. They had a good time. Then it just happened.
Yeah, they went out with style.
Keep watching, brother.
Yeah, it's some more.
Catherine had to die though, because she was the cause of a lot.
Yeah, she aggravated me.
Yeah.
She was the cause of.
See,
a lot.
honestly,
I
I'd
was
have been cool
with her dying.
Like I would have traded Cat for Ned.
Absolutely.
I would have definitely traded Sansa for a bunch of people.
I can't stand Sansa.
Nah,
She-
buddy.
she better not.
Nah,
She better.
buddy.
Well, she
Sansa was key in keeping Jon alive. Because Jon would have died had it not been for Sansa being so strong in
actually,
season 6.
if they would have killed Sansa early in the beginning, all this stuff might never happen.
Nah.
Think about it. If Sansa would have got killed off a long time ago, she wouldn't have married no Ramsay Bolton. Like that would have never happened. She would have never been with Littlefinger. Littlefinger might have never ever killed old girl.
I don't believe that. Every character happened the way it was supposed to happen. Sansa was supposed to make it this far.
Oh, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, if she would have died, things could be just different.
I'm just saying.
I mean, if she does die, I'll be all right.
I'm just saying that she's.
I don't think
I wanted her to die in the beginning.
Look, I don't think no more Starks dying though. I don't think no more Starks dying.
I'm okay with her living now, but I can't go into detail because GP ain't there yet.
Right.
But there's only like 4 stars left.
This whole, alright, man.
Nah, that's more than 4 stars.
Before the main ones.
Nah, it's a bunch of stars.
Well, with that being said, y'all, we gonna do a recap after the episode. We'll talk about it. We might can make that a bonus.
Yeah.
We'll like to talk about it at length.
I mean, we can do Game of Thrones and Insecure recaps every week if y'all want.
What you mean, Game of Thrones?
Man, we focus on Game of Thrones. Don't even mention Insecure right now.
Hey man, I like that show too.
Anyway, we gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back with the Black Prominent Figure. We gonna give it to you right after this.
You know your credit score bad. I'm not gonna lie to you on Starbucks page. That's solid quality time. Right. Why is Steve Harvey still writing books? Wait a minute. Like, if I want you, I ain't say you to Waffle House at 2 a.m. You bullshit. Hey, look, if I care about you, we going to Waffle House.
All right, everybody, we're back with our Black Prominent Figure. You know we're gonna do this all year round, not just during Black History Month. GP, who you got for us, brother?
Brother, we got one, Lori Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot made history by being the first black mayor, the first black female mayor of Chicago.
All right.
And she's also the first openly gay mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
So she made Chicago history twice with one election. And with electing Sister Lightfoot, Chicago is also the largest city in the United States to have an openly gay mayor. So big ups to Sister Lightfoot for making history.
Man, it might be the largest city with a black mayor.
We have more openly gay mayors.
We can find out.
I'm sure they got mayors. I
next
think they have one governor now. That is
Really?
I don't know if it was Colorado.
We're going to research this so we're not just stumbling around.
Yeah,
I know it's towards the west though, but I'm pretty sure
it's got to be
mayors.
towards the west. Yeah.
In a way, Lightfoot, you said?
Lightfoot.
Lightfoot.
Yes.
Lightfoot. Yeah.
All right, Sister Lightfoot. that's her name.
Nah, it's, you know.
You know, we applaud you.
Light on the feet.
You know, that's what I'm talking about. Young, gifted, and black. All right, man, it's a great episode. If you have not done so already, come on and follow us, man. You know you like this content. Also,
buy your tickets for biscuit and bourbon.
buy your ticket for biscuits and bourbon. You know that's coming soon. We're about a month out from that. And if you need to figure out how to do that, follow us on Instagram at The Reserve Man.
The reserve access tickets about to be gone.
All right. So if you actually want some biscuits,
Right.
And some bourbon.
and want to get part of this open bar,
You might want to snatch them up
you
quick.
might want to hurry up.
You'll be in that general admission looking sick.
All right, everybody. We had a great show, and we are
You know your credit score bad. I'm not gonna lie to you on Starbucks